Hi everyone, Schoolhouse Intuitive. Thank you for tuning in. All right, so what's going on with this energy? This feels like a real shift, a turning point. I'm actually intuitively hearing right now it's an expression point. So we do have this new moon in Cancer. It's a Cazimi actually. And then we have Jupiter Cazimi in Cancer. And it's Cancer season. Now, I'm going to say this reading isn't just for Libras today. If you have any placements in Cancer as well, you may find you really resonate with this. And in fact, anyone could resonate with this, I think, because I feel we are all connected and we're all feeling this big energy, this shift. I feel we're heading towards cosmic harmony, but it's not always a pretty process. And I know some of us are really feeling maybe a little cautiously optimistic, right? Maybe you're feeling something's changing. You don't quite know what, but you're still trying to keep a positive attitude, maybe. And I think that's wise to look for signs of harmony and look for signs of peace right now among a period of growth that can sometimes be scary. It can come with challenges. You can't make this up. Expect powerful change is our first card out. There it is. For some of you, that's related to employment. I did just hear that clairaudiently. I am clairaudient and other clairs. So I will channel and I'll tell you what I hear throughout the reading. They will be randomly specific messages for someone out there. And I can always tell by the comments. It's time to release negativity. What else do we have? Wow. So let me know how you're feeling, how this is showing in your life or in your body, you know, what you're feeling in any sense of the word, because it is powerful. You know, Cancer energy is all about, you know, emotions and intuition and even home and nurturing and among other things. And I have a lot of Cancer in my chart. I'm a Cancer Ascendant, and then I have other planets in the first house as well. And so I really feel as though if you do have Cancer, you may, in your chart, you may want to just look at, you know, your other, you may want to start viewing Cancer readings too, if you haven't already, because it's just such powerful energy in that sign, especially with Jupiter there now, our planet of expansion. So I feel everything is magnified right now. Everything seems heightened, but that's not necessarily a bad thing, because I look at being sensitive as a strength. Yes, like any strength, I mean, it can come with its challenges and it doesn't always feel like a blessing or a strength, but all in all, I would rather be sensitive than not. You know, what's the alternative? Be insensitive, rock like. I mean, I don't I don't know what I'm in a way I'm glad I'm sensitive, right? In many ways. So maybe you've been told you're too sensitive your whole life, and that maybe there's something wrong with you and that you're the one who has to change. Well, I'm here to tell you that is not true. You're good enough. And as I just said in a Cancerian reading yesterday on my other channel, Mantic Mystic Messages, don't trade your authenticity just for someone else's approval. We have conclusions are within reach. We will definitely pull tarot cards too, of course, but I wanted to use a moon deck, and as well as decks connected to the ocean, the sea. There's a lot going on right now. Your hard work is paying off. I feel as though that can definitely be connected to the conclusion being within reach. And as I say often here, you know, you haven't come this far to only come this far. So whatever it is, it's like, keep going, because we do have this message of it will pay off in the end, right? Or whatever you want to call it. it'll be worth the effort. What else do we have? We can't always see that though when we're in it, right? And so it can be hard to keep going with certain things and stay in it. But that is what we're meant to do. Because at one point you set the goal for something. So some of you, I feel that there's a lot of energy of completing one cycle and beginning a next. And that makes sense. Cancer season ruled by the moon. The moon is now a new moon. So we've closed out another moon cycle. We're beginning a new one. And I certainly feel that like closing and opening energy. I also feel that a lot of us right now might be having a hard time because we want to connect in real and meaningful ways. But then at the same time, it seems like everything and everyone is like really sensitive right now. So it's like you don't know how much you should connect versus pull back, be there, seek support versus like not. So it's just, it's a fine balance right now. I do feel this is a critical time. It's a turning point. When I tuned into the energy of 2025 last year, and in your 2025 reading, July was different than July was when things started to really shift. So I don't know what's happening. And I'm just going to go here. I'm going to tell you, and I've mentioned it in other readings. Intuitively, I keep hearing and feeling late July. Now, I don't know why. I never do until it actually happens or till we actually see something or whatever. But I'm hearing late July a lot. So by late July or in late July, there could just be some sort of powerful change. And I feel we're heading in that direction. So I don't feel that we need to be fearful. I feel like that's not going to help at this point, although a lot of us are feeling that and maybe we're carrying that. But we want to make sure, because energy right now is so amplified in like how we're feeling and, where we're putting our energy. It's like a very powerful time of manifestation. So we want to be really careful, about staying in control of our own thoughts and feelings, really, the best we can, right? Easier said than done. Let's get another one of these, please. Before this reading, I did hear some things intuitively, and I wrote them down. And one thing I heard kind of over all of this was dodecahedron. And so if you don't know, that's a 12-sided shape. And from what I understand, it represents cosmic harmony and ascension and, like connecting to collective consciousness. It can have to do with like being a co-creator with spirit, with the universe. It's the highest form of consciousness. So this is also about higher forms of expression. You may be feeling incredibly intuitive right now to the point where it could almost be scary. You may be feeling a lot of things in your body because we can't separate mind, body, spirit, right? But obviously work with medical professionals and mental health professionals if you're really feeling something needs to be addressed. But I can tell you, I've been feeling the energy of like solar flares and other things going on. I've been feeling shaking as though I'm in an earthquake when I don't have earthquakes where I live. So I feel this is further indicating that we are all connected, and we're moving towards a time when we realize that more, I think. So this reading's a little different than some of my others. I'm just going deeper. I'm putting it out there. I think it's time that we all operate more from a place of authenticity and less about what other people think about us. Because if I'm not for you, you'll just change the channel. If you're not for me, I'll change the channel. It's just that simple. And we don't have to fight about it. It's like, I'm not here to do that. So anyway, I do have, so I guess that's like overall advice in general. Like, look for signs of peace, look for signs of joy, Tap into that energy. What makes you happy? What makes you feel safe and grounded? Where do you want more of something in your life? Put your energy into that. And I have a few other things that came up, and um, some of them I'm hesitant to say, but I will say I did hear something about Eye of the Beholder. There's a massive turning point. I heard flip side, slip and slide, upside. Then I heard landslide. I heard high tide. I heard something about palms. So I don't know if it's palm trees or palms of your hand. I did hear power generator. So, maybe you're preparing for a storm or something. I did hear stormy. I heard something is by design. So, in other words, like this is, I don't know if it's tied into destiny or what, but there's something, it's almost like this is like how it's supposed to go for whatever reason. So again, just that's what I heard. I heard fuego. Um, that means fire, actually, in Spanish. I heard chemical reaction. I heard sunshine, and I heard database. Not sure if something Florida could be going on with a database, or some sort of even a breach of some kind that we all hear about, not just Florida, but wherever. And then I heard black water or black water. I heard dormant and shapeshifter, Atlas, Paris, and I heard trellis. So that made me think of pattern and climbing and something coming. Like again, it's like by design. It's interesting because I was given like geometry basically. So maybe you're into like that what is it, human design or sacred geometry. Because like I said, dodecahedron wanted to be like overall over the whole entire all of the messages, or I don't know if I'd call them messages. It's more of their, yeah, it's like what I heard. And I don't think it's for me to interpret it. It was an automatic writing. And yeah, it's like for you to make what you will of it. But I did get some information on that. And again, I have been hearing late July for a lot of stuff. And yeah, so we'll leave it there for now with that. And maybe I'll start incorporating more of that on the channel. It's not, I mean, normally I just come in and I have intentions I set, pardon me, and I'm tuning in live as I am now, as I'm filming anyway. That's not a live video, but this time I decided I really needed to kind of get a little more organized as far as the messages that I'm getting intuitively, and I thought I'd share that with you. So if that's your thing, great. But it's very like Cancerian, to be tuning into the intuition. And I feel as though it is a time where we do need to be more expressive with certain things, maybe with our gifts or with how we're feeling. I feel communication is key right now. And so we avoid making assumptions. And so we don't have things build up to the point of, a breaking point. I'd rather have it be a turning point than a breaking point. We have Solitude. It says, find your beach. Card 36. We'll get into tarot, of course. We also have Hope here on the bottom. An ocean of possibility awaits. As I said, it's like looking for signs of peace, of hope, of, I don't know if I said hope, but I said of peace, of harmony, being in charge of where our energy goes. I just said grows because, where energy goes, that's what grows, right? You may be looking for ways of wanting to connect with others on a deep, meaningful level, but then there's some sort of It feels like a stumbling block or something, or a block of some kind, maybe. Maybe because everything is so raw right now for some of us. It can be scarier than usual to connect because you don't know what you'll be met with. So even me posting this reading, like, I don't know, if this is, if people are going to like this kind of reading. But I'm just kind of putting it out there because there's something really important right now about not exchanging authenticity solely for someone else's approval, right? So that is a big key. It's a theme for sure. We have connection, and I just said we've been maybe wanting to look for ways to connect, not necessarily sure how or something. We have card 3. It is turbulent times, and there's nothing wrong with like just acknowledging that, but like what we do with it is our choice, right? We have water unites. I have to tell you that is absolutely true. Um, I don't know if any of you have ever tried this, but just stand in the ocean and just be still and silent for a moment, and just you can totally feel all the energy. And I know that even though I feel like a little speck in that moment on the planet, I also feel totally tuned in and connected to everything. So if you can get in water of any kind, I would say do that. It can be very healing. What else do we have? Like natural bodies of water that are safe, of course. Don't do anything unsafe. Of course, you still have to use your own judgment with everything, right? These are general readings too, right? Not personal, only take what resonates. We have value difference here, contrast. Yeah, we don't all have the same opinion, right? Things do feel like, it feels like there's this divide right now. A lot of different points of view and strong emotions. And I just noticed we have 2, 3, and 4 going back. So we have 4, 3, 2. So I do feel a lot of us are recognizing that it feels like there's a lot of pressure that's building. You may even be feeling it in your body. You could be having vestibular issues, and if you don't have a medical problem, always rule that out first. Then yeah, it could be like a sign of you um, picking up on this energy. I mean, think about, what's going on with seismic activity right now and things, and all these storms are brewing and things are exploding and everything seems very inflammatory. You may have, health things pop up that haven't in a while, and you could even have people from the past come up that haven't been around for a while. Things are just like coming to the surface right now. And sometimes I feel like that needs to happen for the ultimate clearing, you know? So for things to really be faced and addressed, and so they can really be cleansed and cleaned out and cleared out to build anew. All right. And a bunch of cards fell on the floor. I'll pick them up anyway. Okay, so we have harmony, forgiveness, and mystery. Okay, so as I said, I did get cosmic harmony come through. Then we have find your balance here. There's new life that will come from this. We also have forgiveness, let go into the blue. Ooh. All the decks I use are in the description box. And then we have mystery here, expand your awareness. This I feel really has to do with not just trying to like see where other people are coming from and try to have more of an attitude of understanding, but as much as you possibly can. I'm not here to try to change anybody's mind about anything, but it is coming through in the cards. Mystery of the contrast of the differences and expanding your own awareness to include other differences, at least to review them and just make a decision. But I think it's just overall we're asked to be a little more open, but that doesn't mean we have to agree. So I'll put it that way. Like I said, it's hard sometimes to read for all of you, and it's not like we can, we don't actually know each other. So I don't know how some of this will be received, right? But I can tell you my intentions are always good here, and I channel, and so this is not even my personal opinion. Some of it I will say, oh, this is my opinion, but a lot of it is like just we're tuning into the energy together, and it is all so that we can really help each other. Honestly, it's all about the healing. So we do have this time of change upon us. and we're all feeling it. We have, don't let fear rob you of your power. And the card says nightmare. Some of you may be having nightmares now. You may feel like you're in a nightmare, but again, it's important not to let fear rob us of our power and of what we can create. We have Moon Goddess. You're reaching your full potential. Just like with that card, conclusions are within reach and your hard work's paying off. But this is after we release negativity. And I feel a lot of us are feeling this sort of purging energy. Even the earth itself, I feel, is going through a period of purging, you know. All right, let's get into some tarot. Back to the Cancer energy. I do have a second channel called Mantic Mystic Messages. Mantic Mystic Messages. I'll put it in a comment below so you can just click on it if you're interested in your other signs. I just posted a reading for Cancer yesterday. So 5 of Wands. What do you know? Kind of is like what a lot of us are feeling right now. If I didn't already say it, I am posting the, or I'm filming it on the solstice, summer solstice in the US anyway. And it's posting on the 24th. So right at the time of the new moon in the Cazimis. And so if anything happened over the weekend, you know, obviously that's not going to be included in this. And I try not to talk about necessarily like current events or politics or any of that anyway. So, but my point is like there could be a little bit of a, you know, I may not have, something major could have happened and it's not in this video because this video is coming out is 3 days like after I post or made it, or 4 days. Anyway, 5 of Wands here. Conflict, competition. Yeah. Well, there's some turbulence there. But that's what's falling under expect powerful change. Maybe a problem will be worked out in your personal life or some other way. What do we have here? What else do we have? This is the Dark Mansion Tarot by Taroteka Studio. You have the King of Wands. This is someone who gets things done. Very fiery personality, a bold leader, courageous, motivated. This is entrepreneurial energy too. This is stepping into your power, all right? Stepping into it and doing something, you know, and really engaging with it and moving forward. And you have the 6 of Wands. There's victory for doing that. There's victory for maintaining your power and your truth. This goes right with that. You're reaching your full potential here. 6 of Wands is well, you see they are celebrating here an achievement of marriage. Doesn't have to be, you know, romance, like that kind of marriage. It could be any kind of marriage. So it's coming together. So as I said, there could be this like desire for community, or maybe that's advice from spirit right now, actually, is as much as you can connect with people who are like on a similar path as you know, similar frequency, that sort of thing. High vibing, right? Let's see. 10 of Swords. Yeah, there's conclusion here, an end. It says, you know, right there, I mean, conclusions are within reach, and you do have this, what could be considered a painful ending. 10 of Swords, yeah. But with the 10 of Swords, there's always that illumination in the background, whether it's a new day or a new moon, whatever it is. And now it is a new moon. So, and for July, by the way, when I did the yearly reading, for July, which I will be posting your July reading here on this Thursday, so in 2 days. But for July, you had a personal issue reaches a resolution. You had High Priestess, the Moon. I mean, both very moon energy, you know, Pisces, Cancer kind of energy. And then you had the Happiness card. So yeah, that's good. And then you have Fool. So after the 10 of Swords, you have the beautiful Fool card. And this is someone who's talk about expanding your awareness. It's like really taking that leap of faith. Yeah. And maybe feeling like you're right on the edge of something, of change of some kind. But there are new starts here. There are new beginnings. There could be a message of inspiration, of hope that comes in. It's important to remain optimistic right now and really honor how you're feeling. And if you can, express that in some way. Find a way, not just if you can, we can. So find a way that is meaningful to you, that helps you. All right. Not just other people. It's sometimes you have to, fill your own cup. Okay. But the Fool card, they travel lightly. And this Fool doesn't even have he doesn't even have anything with him. And a lot of the times you'll see the Fool traveling lightly with a little, pack or sack on a stick there. And this one doesn't even have any. So he's really kind of like throwing his arms up, or hers, and just being like accepting whatever comes next, but doing so with this optimism, this fresh hope for a new beginning. And some people may say, "Oh, that's foolish," right? Being the Fool, that's foolish, that's silly, that's immature, you're so naive, whatever. No, I mean, I think they have the right idea, being optimistic and kind of saying, you know what, I can't control everything, but I can control this. I can control my feelings, thoughts, and actions. So it's like controlling what you can, but giving the rest up. What else do we have? The Chariot. By the way, I'm not saying be passive to certain situations. You do whatever you feel is right. I'm saying, yes, do what feels right. Take that leap. The Chariot. You decide which direction you want to go, how you want to be seen, how you want to see. This is about self-control, change, taking action. Another card of success. But it's that you need to pick a direction or pick, a focus right now. This is a card of focus and reminding you, you are in that driver's seat. Things may seem out of control, like with this card. The horses are like, they don't know which way to go. They're kind of like going bonkers here. And it's you're looking at that from a higher perspective. And maybe you are literally doing that with all that's going on in the world today. Maybe you're looking at things from a higher perspective. What else do we have? You have the Ace of Cups. And as I said, did I say you have to fill your own cup? Well, I meant to. That is what it is. Filling your own cup here with the Ace of Cups, but it's something you'll love. It's also, you're turning your light on. There's something here wanting to be illuminated within you. And I feel this is the perfect opportunity for that to happen. I think a lot of you are getting these very on point intuitive downloads, if you want to call them that. People have different names for them, intuitive hits, downloads, whatever they are to you. But this is a very intuitive card, very intuitive energy. And it's about maybe having some sort of new feelings about something. So Cancerian energy there with the Chariot, and then more water energy with the Ace of Cups. And you have the Two of Pentacles. This is another card of focus. Focus on what makes you happy. Focus on joy as much as you possibly can. Okay. It's not that you're, ignoring important things or anything like that, but it's like, we have to be coming from a place of, integrity. That would be nice, but from a place of, like I said, authenticity. It's going to matter more than ever. From a place to where our hearts are maybe a little more open at a time when we really want to close them. Maybe more so than ever, So keep that cup up and ready to receive good things, because we do have good things coming. Two of Pentacles. This person's focusing on looking up, looking on the brighter side of something, juggling all that's going on, being realistic about it. You may have a lot of things going on right now, or a lot of things that are vying for your attention, but you still have a choice in the matter. You still get to choose what you really want to focus on and the direction you really want to go and what will truly make you happy. And maybe your priorities have shifted, or they are shifting. Maybe you're feeling yourself moving more away from materialism and more towards, you know, simple joy, and things that really matter, your family, your health, whatever you feel really, really fills you up, brings you joy. And we have Judgment. And this is a time of awakening for a lot of us. Some could say it's a time of reckoning. This is a time of clarity, though. This is a time of big decisions, too. This is also that phoenix kind of rising up energy, right? It's Archangel Gabriel usually in this card, yeah, back there with the saxophone. And that's, they're awakening the people from their coffins here. And this is about kind of like the unavoidable well, it's like the cycles of life. Like I said, there's something, it feels as though, almost like the whole planet is purging in order for new life, or a new way. And this could be about you having some sort of awakening or starting some sort of new chapter. It could be also another indication that you need to listen to your own intuition. The answers aren't outside of you, they're within you. Okay. And this is having those revelations, answering callings. It can also be a card of forgiveness. And we had forgiveness show up. So forgive yourself for whatever you need to forgive yourself for. This can also be like a use your judgment kind of thing too. If we, when we have the Tower or other cards like it, then I say it's like a major wake up call. But you know what? We had the Tower and Judgment over and over and over. I feel like we're already getting our wake up call. A lot of us, the people here with this reading, you've already had the wake up call. So this is about maybe things becoming a little more clear. Something you're maybe thinking about, you have been thinking about, maybe you're wanting to put that into action, because the Fool card, that's what they do. The Chariot, also another card of action. King of Wands, action. You're getting a lot of cards that are like action. And part of that action is working to release what no longer serves you. So renewal, rebirth. Yeah. It could be like a final healing from something, like something you may have thought you healed, coming back up to the surface again, very inflammatory time. And that's why I think I had like things that were dormant come to the surface. It makes me think of a volcano, and the volcanoes have been active. So I don't know what will happen over this weekend, because again, I'm doing this reading Friday and I'm posting it on Tuesday. So I don't know, but I'm actually, I like to do readings a little in advance because first of all, they're still incredibly accurate. I've made sure to watch that and make sure they are, but also because technology stuff, I'm telling you, it could be an issue. We could have some technological issues coming up in the next month or so. So that could be why I also had power generator come up. So there could be some storms, that, yes. And then, yeah, it feels as though you want to make sure you have things like water, generator, if you have one. Just if if you feel like being prepared, it might not be a bad idea to be prepared. Just because there is so much going on that, from what I understand, I think it could really affect, well, I've already seen it play out. It could affect technology. So like, I'm getting back to my main point here. One reason why I do the readings in advance is if I had health matters or something again, or if there were some sort of technological issues, which I am noticing. I'm noticing more like glitches with things just flat out not working. And then all of a sudden they do. I mean, so many things have just like quit on me in the last week. And I think it has to do with the, like, I'm not a geologist or anything, but like atmospheric pressure, because I heard that intuitively too. I kept hearing atmospheric pressure. So some of you may be even getting like migraines and things like that. And again, if that's like new to you, or if you haven't had them and then suddenly you're getting them again, I feel like, it's like things feel very pressurized right now. Yeah. So anyway, I'm not going to try to talk about like weather and things like with any sort of degree of expertise, because that's not my area. But I feel like, as an empath, as an intuitive, you may be feeling that, yeah, you're feeling like the weight of the world right now. So make sure you're doing what you need to do to purge, to declutter, to be letting go of whatever is not suiting you anymore. It's very important because we need our strength and our energy, right? To deal with whatever's going on in any of our lives at any given time, and to grow and to focus on what it is we want to achieve, to co-create with the universe. Four of Wands. It's the same reason why if you have a plant, you prune it so that, energy, and you take, and you deadhead it. Like you take off parts of the plant that aren't growing so that the energy can be put into what is growing. So it very much makes me think of like, where do you want to plant your Ace of Pentacles? We have the Four of Wands here, another card of success. It is also the 1111 card. And you know what I love? This is what's coming after Judgment here. Something divine timing, okay? And use your own intuition. And again, something was by design. This is part of it. This is all part of the script. Okay? So maybe that'll bring you some comfort. I don't know, but I'm just going to tell you what's coming through, okay? Do the little things, like put, if you like little twinkle lights like this or whatever, put those up. Who cares if it's, nowhere near a holiday or whatever? Who cares? Like I have them up year round, and it's not just because of this channel. I have them in my house too. So like, I've been on Zoom calls with people and they go, why are there lights in your tree beside you? Because I have a tree with lights on it, and it's just, little like white lights, and because I like lights, like that adds a simple bit of joy. So anywhere you can add life and light to your life to bring in more light, do it. I'm all for it. All right, so the Four of Wands, it could be, again, sort of like the second card of marriage here, or a proposal, a commitment of some kind. Ace of Cups can also be a proposal. So some of you may get proposed to or hear of someone getting proposed to. I also just have a very randomly specific message come in about changing your phone number. I don't know if some of you are contemplating that, or also if there's something connected to like your childhood phone number, even for some of you. All right. So I'm also getting the number 1010. Okay. So new path for you coming in. 1010, maybe that's your birthday. It can also be a sign of balance. Yeah, that could be. I mean, when you look at Judgment, it is a 1010. Actually, I just realized that it is a 1010. And then we go to with the 1111 card with the Four of Wands. So we are moving forward in the way we are supposed to be moving forward. You also have the Knight of Cups. We're stepping into the unknown in whatever way, however you're interpreting this reading, whether it's your personal life or, all of humankind or what, but there's the stepping into the unknown. And in overall, it will be healing. It is supportive of life in some way. Knight of Cups. We could see a lot of things going on with the oceans. In fact, we already are. So I don't know why I'm saying we could. We are. We're already seeing a lot of things going on in the water. And nature is my favorite teacher. It's one of my sayings. It really is. We learn a lot from nature. And so spending more time in nature is definitely coming through in this. And looking to nature for patterns and signs of positivity and life and light and joy, and really connecting, because we are all connected, whether we want to be or not. Three of Wands. Some of you are moving. I'm actually getting some of you are moving overseas or far away, somewhere like a whole new land. Maybe you're moving somewhere where it's like new is the first word, like New York, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New Mexico, that sort of thing. Newfoundland. All right. Three of Wands, it can be travel. They've chartered this carriage, this chariot. They've chartered that. And I feel like you've been asking for something to come in for a while. And some of you, what you've been asking for is how to harness your intuition. Because that's what I'm getting off this Knight of Cups. Some of you have been asking also for a cure to something, but some of you have been asking for ways to tap into your intuition. That's coming. Pay attention to those signs. All right. Knight of Cups, it can be another energy of like a romantic kind of encounter or some sort of proposal. So you have a lot of proposal stuff. So for some of you, the turning point is something along those lines. Some sort of offer coming in. Doesn't have to be romantic though. Could be any kind. It can also be a real opportunity to heal something. Really to heal it fully this time. That's been coming through in readings for a little while now. You also have the Knight of Pentacles. This Knight, it looks like they're afraid to take a step forward. They don't quite have that energy of the Fool card. The other thing with the Three of Wands is like, the Three of Wands, great. They've chartered the carriage and here it comes. Are they going to get in it though? So like what you ask for, you're going to be ready when it comes in. Do you know which direction you're headed? Because look, the signs on here, they don't have any words. This is also a time too where I feel, again, yes, we want to be connecting and expression matters and words matter and it's powerful and they're potent and all that. Yes. But at the same time, there's also a heavy focus on like ESP and being able to read between the lines and communicate via energy, not so much the spoken word. The Knight of Pentacles here, and they're not moving forward. They're prepared though. They have their pentacle and they've got their horse and they're looking all fancy and all that and ready to go. But there's hesitancy here. Again, there's that message of you haven't come this far to only come this far. So do not give up. It could be that you have something weighing you down, preventing you from going to that next step. You know what it is for you. You know what's making you feel heavy. And you know what to release. You may not totally know yet how, but I think a lot of you do. Some of you might not, right? And work with professionals or whatever you need to do for your particular situation. But for others of you, it's not that you don't know how, it's maybe that you just haven't shifted your focus there yet. That, it's like, I feel as though a lot of you know what's in your way. You know what's in the way. And so you addressing that during what's a very powerful time in astrology and just in general could really shift your life. That could really be the turning point. And I think it has to deal with some kind of release. Just like like I say, nature is my favorite teacher. The earth is showing us right now. So we're getting messages from nature. It's time to clear out. It's time for ultimate healing. Things are boiling up literally and coming to the surface. And I feel like maybe you're feeling that. You're feeling the pressure on some level with some area of your life. And it may not go away until it's addressed. I know firsthand, like things aren't going to necessarily, they don't just, they don't go away on their own. It's taken a lot of work to heal a lot of different things in my own life. So I'm losing my voice here a little bit because I started this reading many times, but yeah, it wasn't quite how I wanted it to be in the beginning. And then I said, you know what? It's going to be what it's going to be. Part of the reason you tune in here is this is like, it's unfiltered. It's authentic. It's genuine. That's what it is. So the Magician, you have resources, you have tools I don't know that, again, it's about focus. It's like you're shifting our focus. We have more control than we realize simply with our focus, our mind, our power in general, our innate power. The magician, you know, they have the queen or the cup, the wand, the sword, the pentacle. It's all right there. And it's like just letting us know the possibilities are in fact endless. Look at the gauge in the background here. It's like things aren't pressurized enough, maybe for some. I mean, some people are laughing and saying, oh, no, they are. But sometimes it's like we keep getting tested and tested because it's time for us to change, right? And so that's when the pressure is building and building and building. And then, boom, now we have to change something. So there could be something in your life. Maybe it's even your diet. I don't know. But there's something here that, again, it's reached a critical degree, a turning point in some way. We have the Three of Swords. Let's break free from that heartbreak, from the suffering, from the loss, the feeling of loss, the hurt, the mean words, all of that. Breaking free from that. More of a loving energy here with the Two of Cups. See the lovebirds there. This is that I call, it's the I choose you card. That's the I choose you. And it doesn't, for me, one of the last things it has to do with is romance. It has to do more, I think, with choosing healing, choosing love, choosing alignment with something. It's similar to me like as the Lovers card. And they are very similar when you think about it. But this is the connection, sharing, unity, some sort of partnership. And I feel like it's also being in cosmic harmony with like the universe, earth, with ourselves, even this alignment, this almost like you're deciding to grant yourself your dream come true or your wish come true. It's like when you say when it's like I choose you, you could be choosing yourself. Maybe you're at a point in your life where you're like, I choose you. And you're talking to yourself like it's you. Like, I choose me. Choose your happiness. They each have their Ace of Cups and they're choosing to combine. And even the birds are happy. It's like you're inviting happiness, choosing happiness over everything else. Queen of Swords, she knows what she wants. That's for sure. Yeah, this person's very decisive, clear, very clear. The clear skies there, right to the point. There's a butterfly here on her chest, and it's like transformation. Something's got to go, something's got to grow. So something has to go for something else to grow. That's what I'm hearing with this card with the double-edged sword. And she's really tuned into her heart center and her intuition, even though she's the queen of thinking. And that could be a lot of you, the king or queen of thinking, right? Of analysis here. But this is a very, there's also this energy here where I'm getting you're facing a harsh truth of some kind. Definitely facing it, but it's head on. Look how she's postured. No other card so far in this deck that we've pulled has had such a facing it head on kind of energy. Everybody else, they're like looking at whatever, and their pentacle or their cup or their whatever it's their, but she's like, she's going to face it, the truth. And she's not afraid of how anything coming from her throat chakra. I mean, look what she's wearing around her neck. Kind of stands out. Her words are very powerful. Your words are very powerful. Expression is really important right now, as I said before. But it's like she doesn't really care what other people are going to necessarily think she should do. She's just going to do what she wants to do. She's going to say it too. Something needs to be said. It's like saying it. Needs to be released. It's out there now. So I feel like for a lot of us, yeah, we are maybe a little more vocal. That's just it. She's not afraid to draw attention to her voice. And some of us may be learning how to step into the power of our voice. Words have vibration when they're spoken. That's why sometimes it's recommended, to say nice things about yourself out loud and to say your manifestations. Whatever it is you're trying to bring in, that manifestation, the word is so overused. Sorry for being one of those people that uses it too much. But anyway, I don't use it too much. I'd say I use it just right now. That's another thing. Be kind about how you talk to yourself, right? So yeah, everything carries a vibration, including our words and the way we say them even. And it's like having awareness of that. And maybe you do need to say out loud to yourself how you want things to be, where you want yourself to be, what your goals are, and say it as though you already have it. Act as if, as they say, right? I'm hearing Herman. And okay, we have the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands, they haven't quite gone out of their comfort zone yet. This is a little bit of a protective energy, but it's like it's almost like kind of like talking the talk and walking the walk are different things, right? So don't just talk the talk, walk the walk, or something along those lines. But it's also, it's sort of almost, I'm getting this energy of like collectively people not knowing which direction necessarily to go in. That's why I love seeing this Queen of Swords here. And I love seeing the Two of Cups, because it's like, when in doubt, choose what makes you happy. Choose what makes your heart feel good. Oh, great. Bottom of the deck, the Tower. There it is again. I don't know if, I'm not sure where I am in view with the camera, so I don't know if you saw me, but I just flipped the deck and there's the Tower on the bottom. I'm hearing, okay, I'm just going to tell you, like, trust it will be okay. That's what you need to hear. Or that's what I'm told to tell you, okay? My guides, I'm being told to tell them it's going to be okay. You're going to be okay. Yes, ground's shaky right now. Things are up in the air with whatever's going on for you, right? But again, this is again what they told me, by design. This is how it's supposed to happen. Okay, I don't make up the rules. I'm just reporting the the intuitive news, I guess you'd call it. That's a good one, intuitive news. Hey, all right, that's it. I'm gonna change the name now. But anyway, yeah, the foundation was never strong. It didn't suit everybody. It didn't make sense for you, maybe, with whatever situation. It wasn't meeting all your needs anyway. You saw it coming, maybe, but still, when it does, it's a surprise. It's still a shakeup. This is upheaval. This is, again, sudden, shocking. I am getting storms too, which we picked up in the little meditation before the reading. But this is so that things can shift and reshape. That's part of why I was getting shape shifter. It's an incredible time to be alive right now. Yep. And again, at the center of what they told me, literally the very center, eye of the beholder, right in the center there. So It's about perspective. What else do we have? This is a longer reading. Hopefully you're still with me. If you are, if you're 55 minutes into a reading, hey, please drop a like, subscribe, because maybe we got something going here, you know? Oh, all right. Oh, yes. And we have the Queen of Cups. And after the Tower comes the Queen of Cups again. Whatever tower's going on, you still have that cup, your cup, only yours. No one can take away your joy. No one can take it away without your permission. And I'm sorry to say things that are like trite and make things seem so easy and simple. That's not what I'm here to do. I'm not here to do any of that. What do they call it? Spiritual bypassing. Definitely not. I mean, I wouldn't say this has been all cupcakes and rainbows in this reading at all. But I do feel that we have more power than we realize with how we want to experience this life. Things can seem chaotic and out of control all around us, but who is it? It's just something about knowing that whatever's going on, your core is untouchable. Like your heart, your you-ness isn't, again, it's not up for debate. It's not up for exchange or trade or approval. Your you-ness, your authenticity, your kindness, the joy that you experience, your happy experiences, your not so great experiences, that's all your story. No one else's. This is about embracing your uniqueness and really loving yourself. Pour some loving energy into yourself. Maybe again, get in your water if you can. It's very healing, I find, especially if you have any water in your chart. I mean, it's probably even more so for you. I know it is for me. I have a lot of water in the chart, mostly Cancer energy, or yeah. So the Queen of Cups, they're really in tune with their intuition. They're really in tune with their emotions, but they don't get swept away by whatever's going on around them. They're queens, and you have the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Swords. I mean, that's really good together, as far as being really well-rounded, and together, those energies, I feel they can really overcome, not just overcome, but like thrive in what's unfolding in your life. And you have to know you are shielded. Putting more energy into how you want things to unfold rather than fears and all the what ifs, because things can then snowball. And we don't want to be bringing into reality the very thing we don't want just simply by focusing our energy on it, right? Because we are that powerful. You've heard the expression, thoughts become things. That is true. What you think about, you bring about to some degree. I'm not one of those people that's all one way or all the other. I'm pretty realistic about it, I think. And I think that's why like a lot of you, are here, because it's like, yeah, I appreciate that, we have a lot of control, but at the same time, no, some things are not up to us. I'm not going to pretend, this isn't the land of make believe, right? So actually, what is that? Mr. Rogers. Oh, I love Mr. Rogers. Oh, rest in peace, Fred. All right. Anyway, Queen of Cups. And I think that's actually where we should probably wrap this up. All right. So, Eye of the Beholder, right? And for whatever reason, dodecahedron. So maybe look that up. Sometimes they give you a little bit of homework here at the schoolhouse. But yeah, maybe read about dodecahedron. Yeah. So DODECAHEDRON. Hedron. Maybe looking up the spiritual meaning. So it's one of the platonic solids. So maybe get one, a little dodecahedron. Maybe you have one, but really tapping into that cosmic consciousness and harmony. And again, look for signs of peace amongst all of what's going on. Thank you so much for being here, and do drop a like, subscribe, leave a comment. Check me out over on Mantic Mystic Messages if you want to check out your other signs, and I'll drop a link below. And consider membership too, $3.99 a month.